Hi. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's well. It is Friday night, and at the top of this video, I would like to address something really quick for anybody who might be new joining us. Easy mistakes to make. That's okay. Sorry, I forgot the chat. I see it now. Anyways, so if anybody here is bothered by me talking, interjecting, doing my thing here, this is probably not going to be the video for you. If you are super into watching this case, then I would urge you to wait until I post it as a video, because otherwise I'm going to be in it. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, the live from 2 days ago, I think it was, went somewhat viral for me. It's got over 2,000 views on a live, which is really a lot. And the majority of the comments are about telling me to shut up. Well, there's the purple light over here. That's why we get that color. It does look cool, though. Ooh, that is cool. They specifically commented about me. It was annoying that I talked about my hair and that it felt like I was talking to my peeps. Yeah, y'all are my peeps. And that's the way we're going to be. So, I just think it's funny that that was the way. I know, interaction. Oh, in the comments from the video 2 days ago, somebody literally told me, could you stop fucking the camera and just show the case? Which I laughed. I was like, I take that as a win and a compliment. So thank you very much. If you're concerned or you think I've engaged too much, well, guess what? Not the place for you. Anyways, I think it was fucking hilarious. Because again, it's just, honestly, I get mostly really nice comments. And so all day today, there's so many comments coming in, and I'm just like, oh, here comes another one. One of them, I will say, said that I was easily the worst presenter of court content on YouTube. I'm sorry, what? Really? The worst? That's amazing. But again, when people say that to me, I always wonder, where's your court channel where you're doing so good? So much better than me. Oh, you don't have one. Oh, the people that do have one seem to just like it just fine. So anyways, enough of that. We will continue. I don't know if it's troll accounts. It's just hilarious. Hilarious. I caught some more Judge Webster from Texas today working. I'm literally working for my money. Oh, the other thing was that YouTube Daddy demonetized that video. Of course. So you have to really appreciate that. Yes, and reminder, today is the first day of birthday month. This is a fabulous month. My birthday comes at the end. We are expecting the plaid baby, may or may not. My sister's baby should come in this month. My birthday, Mikey's birthday, Creed's birthday. There's other birthdays. So, also, I want you guys to understand something. I don't take it to heart when people say, you suck or whatever. Please know that. I think it's quite funny. the engagement is the same regardless. So to me, again, I'm like, wow, I spurred somebody to comment. I think that's pretty good. And I did explain this in a couple comments, and I'll explain it now at the beginning. If you're just coming here to watch court, that's great, but you're going to be interrupted by me because this is my court channel, and I went to the work of finding this court today and recording it, and I want to watch it with my friends. And that's how we do it. I'm like unapologetic about that. That's just the way we do it. I just love it when people come in and try and tell you how to run your channel. Again, like when people that have channels come in and tell me, hey, this X, Y, or Z, but that doesn't happen very often. That's just different. Anyways, William, you know your friend, you're amongst friends here. Suck the thumb, right? Okay, anyway, so before too long, let's get to the court. That's so confusing. Oh, you saw a bit of it? So, okay, this is a good case. Kay understands. So Judge Webster has obviously gotten wind of us posting his videos, and so he doesn't like it, and he don't leave them up. So you got to be on it. And you guys know, I mean, well, maybe you don't know. Part of the reason I like this job, no, I shouldn't quote it. Part of the reason I like this job is because I can wake up when I want to and work when I want to. But in fact, I can't because court dictates when I work. And on the West Coast, we're at a bit of a disadvantage. At 6 a.m., it's 9 a.m. back east. And so sometimes I fall behind. I kicked myself in the ass this week and I said, Paisley, could you please record some Judge Webster from Texas? Because I know it'll do well. I know it's good stuff. Just get your ass out of bed and get it recording. So that's what we did. And today I managed to do so. Now we had to go back to the old school way of fast forwarding a little bit of it, but I'll slow it down to 0.5. It was only 2 minutes. And this is like a 45-minute case. I got the whole thing, ruling included. And the allegations are nuts. I'll just say that. They are nuts. I would love it if you guys would hit the like button because, again, YouTube Daddy, it really helps. But also, tell me what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. What I'm having for dinner is in my cup, and it is Red Bull. Yay. Where is one? Here's the empty can. I may or may not have put 3 of those into my Bubba mug. # not a sponsor yet. Ooh, sushi tonight. Back east. No, I know. What, Ed, I'm not saying that this court is necessarily back east. What I'm saying is that like for all court, there are some courts that start at 8 a.m. back like Eastern time, which is like 5 a.m. my time. Oh, pardon me. Beef and chicken fried rice. That sounds really yummy. I cleaned my kitchen so well. And then I cleaned it again today. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, if you're a messy person and you don't mess it up, but you like clean it again, wow. Holy shit. It's amazing. So instead of messing up my kitchen today, I went ahead and I cleaned it again. A double clean, I call that. A double clean. So things are sparkly in there. And now I'm not interested in cooking because I remember about having to clean. ADHD life. Anyways, is Texas got 2 time zones? Oh my goodness. Also, quick reminder before we get going, tomorrow evening, we have a date. You have a date with me. to watch slap fighting. Mikey and Creed are going to be doing the slap fighting again. I'm going to be watching. We'll start out here. We will pre-game a little bit. We'll watch some other fun stuff. We'll chat. And then I will redirect us over to the slap fighting, just like we did last time. It was so fun. I talked with Mikey about this the other day because I think it is fucking hilarious, the demographic that he has gotten watching slap fighting. I think it's incredible. And I don't know if he even understands just how impressive it is to get, like, I'm no offense to anybody here, but like middle-aged or like older women to be watching what is essentially, two men slapping each other in the face. I just find that amazing. Now, he laughs about that. But anyways, I just think that's great. Also, every time I watch this, I have an unhealthy desire to participate. Unhealthy desire to participate. With a girl, of course. Anyways. So what we're going to do, we have to start out, we're watching first. So I recorded this in 3 bits in a very lame attempt to be able to upload it to my like editing stuff. Didn't work. All we were left with was 3 bits that I'm not able to upload to my thing. Thank you. Also, yes, it's been 12 minutes. We have not watched any court yet. That's the way it is around here. Like, people were all fucking confused and mad about the live the other day. They're like, oh, if she would just shut up. And I'm like, if I would, I mean, my whole life would be different. Present, shares. Oh, also, nobody has donated yet, but look what I did. Look what I did. I added that. So whenever it happens, we have our noise back and a little bit of graphics. Look at me. Like, that's work. I was working today. Oh, gosh. Share screen. Entire screen. Down here. Shit. Oh, stop. No. I need to include the audio, ladies and gents. Great. Wonderful. Slap fights are really controversial, though, because of concussions and brain damage. What about football? If we're going to talk about concussions and brain damage, and also soccer, I mean, I spent a lot of time heading the ball. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, watch. Wait. Let me do it. It stays on the screen. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so I just have to move that over a little bit, and it'll point the arrow right over you. Thank you, Billy. I'm going to get it so it points right down there. Woo! Thank you, Billy. I love it. Yay. That's awesome. Yeah, intentional headshots. Yeah, I know. Well, hockey has that too. I mean, we have fighting. In Canada, it's not so crazy. But I get it. I also have a special treat for this weekend that we're not doing today because I'm not ready for it, but hold on. I'm going to try this for the first time. I've never had Dr. Pepper. But I would love to be sponsored by them, Dr. Pepper. Hashtag not a sponsor yet, but I'll fucking drink it for the right amount of money. I'm a terrible person. No, I've never had it. Never had it. Oh, hold on. And also at some point today, we will go through some of the mean, weird comments that I got. Oh, that one wasn't mean. See, Paisley, it's not always about you. Reminder, it's not always about you. You sent a super sticker? No, hold on. There's Kristen, because it auto stars super chats. Thank you, Chris. Do, 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 do. And then there is Billy's. I didn't see one. Weird. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna watch this here case and it's gonna be good. Like Kay said, she was glad I got it. I'm glad I got it. What the fuck? Pick the fucking screen, Paisley. No. Yes, that'll do it. Hi, Michelle. All right. Aw, 007. Thank you. Me too. Me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm on all messages too. And I just checked the starred messages. Super weird. Like I said though, we're gonna play this. I need to slow the speed down to it's already on 0.5. We're gonna watch this on 0.5 speed because I recorded it on 2x speed. You do the math.
1165. This is in the 279th District Court of Jefferson County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Corey Frank III. Mr. Corey Frank, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
My hand is in the air.
Corey Frank, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You put your hand out. All right, Mr. Slender, I believe you said you had a few witnesses.
I've got two in the room right now. The other one stepped out, so
All right,
I may not use the other one. I don't know.
We'll square them in when we need to. All right, Miss George and your witness, please raise your right hands. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir. I do.
Thank you. You can both put your hands down. And Mr. Slett, you're handling this case for state, yeah?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any other witnesses besides the parties?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Frank, before we went on the record on this case, I asked if you were ready on this case. You told me that you were not, that you had wished more time to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, I did reset this case once before in late January to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney, right?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't hire one between now and then?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to overrule Mr. Frank. Well, let me say it this way. Mr. Slender, do you have any objection to giving Mr. Frank more time?
Yes, sir. I do have an objection. We're ready to go.
Okay. Mr. Slett, do you agree to reset the case for Mr. Frank to get the time to hire an attorney?
Well, no objection from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, but Mr. Slender does, so that's
Yeah.
unfortunately, Mr. Frank, that's all it takes is one. So
Okay.
I'm gonna overrule Mr. Frank's request to reset the case again to hire an attorney. Mr. Slett, you can call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I will call Miss George. Miss George, what is your full name?
Irenisha George.
Yeah.
Irenisha
What-
George.
Thank you. What is the name of the child that we're here for today?
Corey Frank III.
Who's the father of that child?
Corey Frank.
Okay. Did Mr. Frank sign an acknowledgement of paternity at the hospital when Corey III was born?
He asked, but they didn't do it.
Oh, Your Honor, I'll offer to evidence the acknowledgement of paternity in this case is State Exhibit A.
No objection.
All right. Mr. Frank, I don't know if you can see this, but I just placed on the record a copy of the alleged acknowledgement of paternity for the child, Corey. Is it okay if I look at this acknowledgement?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. State A is admitted into evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. George, who does this child live with?
He lives with me
How long has he lived with you?
his whole entire life for 5 years.
When did you and Mr. Frank separate?
August of 2022.
Okay, so who makes the day-to-day decisions for the child?
I do.
Okay, how often does the father help out with making those decisions?
He don't help at all.
Now, since the time that you and the father separated, how often does the father visit with the child?
He don't.
Okay. When is the last time that he visited with the child?
December of last year.
Okay. Now, since that time, since December of last year, since the last time that the father visited with the child, has he called and asked or anything like that, or have you heard anything from him?
Just once.
Okay, and what did he ask you?
He asked if he could get him, but we were already out of town.
Okay. Was that on a weekend?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you were out of town that weekend, so you couldn't.
Yes, sir.
All right. What can
Okay, so then I went and I got the next video, and I think, okay, we have to watch the first few minutes of this one on the screen, and then I will switch it and it will be less jumpy.
concerns would you have if the father were to exercise visitation with the child?
Drinking, smoking.
Okay. Are you concerned that the father will be doing those things around the child?
Correct.
What makes you have that concern?
In October, my son called because Corey was drunk, and
You can't tell me what the child told you. The story.
he had called. We were all on the phone. And I heard Corey in the background, and his words were slurred. He was drunk. I had to go pick him up and bring him back to his house.
When was that?
October of last year.
Okay, and so were the police called at that time?
No, sir, they were not.
All right. But since then, so that happened in October. You said that the father had visited with the child since then in December, right?
In December. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was for his birthday.
Okay. Or just to be clear, whose birthday? The child or the father?
That was for the child's birthday.
Got it. Thank you.
2 days before Christmas.
Got it. Okay. Ms. George, how's the child covered on medical insurance?
He has Medicaid.
All right.
Not as an adult. Also, I know it's a bit jumpy. It'll get clearer in a minute. Once we finish up and I get to like act. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Does Mr. Frank, the father, know where you live currently?
Yes, sir, he does.
All right. Now, since y'all separated, you and Mr. Frank, what kind of support has he provided for the child?
He haven't provided any support at all. Only thing he did was give him $50 for his birthday, and that was it.
Okay. Okay. No further questions. I'll pass this witness, Your Honor.
Your witness, Mr. Slang.
Thank you. Anisha, after y'all quit living together, you've been letting him see the child whenever he wanted to, basically. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But that changed after October because of the incident with him drinking and driving with the children. Is that right?
Correct.
He didn't have not only your child in the car, he had 2 children by another person. Is that right?
It's correct.
Without telling me what the kids say, did you actually get a phone call from their tablet while they were in the car when Mr. Frank was driving?
Yes, I did.
And um, did the child sound to you to be scared and frightened?
Yes, he was.
Did child couldn't tell you where he was, except in a car, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Ultimately, y'all located Mr. Frank and the kids, is that right?
That's correct.
Because you were so fearful of their safety, you and your some of your family members went out through the city looking for him, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you ultimately find him at the McDonald's on Major Drive and College Street?
Yes, we did.
And what did you find when you got there?
He was parked on top of the gas pump.
Well, I
Are you-
can't hear you.
He was parked on top of the gas pump.
Now, he didn't knock it down, but he was so close to it, a door couldn't even open.
Correct.
Okay. And when you got there, was he intoxicated?
Yes, he was.
Was he very intoxicated?
He was.
Did he actually throw up?
Yes, he did.
Could he even walk without assistance?
No, he could not.
This was immediately after y'all got there, soon after you got there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So could you deduce from that that he had been driving in that condition with your children, or your child and the other 2 children?
Yes.
When you got there, did you get your grandmother and grandfather to help you with transporting the different cars around?
Yes, I did.
Did y'all take Mr. Frank home to his apartment?
Yes, we did.
Did you have to assist him to get out of his car or get out of y'all's car and walk to his apartment to get in?
Yes, we did.
When you opened the door, or somebody opened the door to that apartment, what fragrance overwhelmed you when you opened the door?
It smelled like marijuana.
And did you assist him to get in?
Yes, but the person who was there, she helped him to the bed.
Okay. Now, under any circumstances or whatever visitation the court orders for Mr. Frank, you're asking the court to order him not to consume alcoholic beverages at least 12 hours before and during the visitation of your child. Is that right?
That's correct.
You're asking for the visitation to be supervised. Is that correct?
That's correct.
He hasn't bothered to see the child since December, and he's only seen the child twice since October.
Correct.
Okay. Or actually once since October, December.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right. Now, Mr. Frank has a history of some violence with you, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Was there an occasion in 2021 that he actually busted your nose and did some facial damage to you?
That's correct.
How did he do that?
He was drinking and he was drinking and he got violent.
What did he do to you when he got violent?
He punched me and he choked me and
Did it cause you injuries?
Yes, it did.
Were you bleeding?
Yes.
Did you actually call your grandmother to come help you get out of that situation?
Yes, I did.
Did she observe the blood on your face?
Yes, she did.
Prior to that date, was there an occasion on Crow Road that an altercation occurred?
Yes, it was.
Had he been drinking at that time?
Yes, he have.
What did he do to you then?
I got maced.
By him?
Yes.
In 2020,
I'm sorry. I think she just said she got maced. It's nuts. I'll be back on the screen shortly. Don't worry. We have like 2 more parts of this at regular speed, but you'll see. Hold on. We'll get Mary on the screen here, and then we'll get this going over here. And yay, Mary Brown. Thank you so much. You rock. Love it.
too. At your apartment, not the same apartment you're in now, but at same apartment complex at Pendo Circle. Is that the name of it?
Yes, correct.
What did he do to you then?
He hit me in the head with my gun.
What were you? Why'd you have a gun in your hand?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Why aren't I on the screen? He hit you in the head with your what? I'm sorry, his what? His pew pew? Thank you again, Mary. Seriously. Legit. Or her pew pew. Craziness. Absolute insanity. Children around this. Not good. I'm going to dip while it plays. I'll be back. Once it hits 6 minutes, then I can come back on. You'll hear the shift when it goes, and they start talking real slow. Then I'm going to shift it over.
We were tussling over it because he had it. I don't know if he was trying to harm me or what.
So he had your gun
Yes.
and you were trying to take it away from him.
Yes.
Okay. And he hit you with it.
Yes.
Did that cause you injury?
Yes, I had a knot on my head.
Did your grandmother come and help you get out of that situation?
Yes, she did.
So she saw the after effects of both of these incidences.
Yes.
She didn't see them occur, but she saw the after effects.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, has Mr. Frank told you about his income?
Yes, he did.
What did he tell you he makes per hour?
$27.
Okay. And what kind of hours has he been working in the past?
He's been working 7/12s. Means 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
And that's one of the reasons y'all were having.
Is that legal? 7/12s? Sorry. Sorry, hi, Lizette. Seriously, 7 12-hour shifts. How much money would you be making? How much taxes would you be paying?
To work around that schedule. You were willing to work with him on a visitation schedule around that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Has the schedule of this 7/12 been going on for quite some time?
Yes, sir.
He works out at the refinery, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He works at a refinery. Is that what she said? I don't think that's fucking legal in Canada. But if he's working 7 12-hour shifts, that's a lot of fucking work. Every day he's hustling. That's 84 hours a week. I've worked a job where I worked 60 to 80 hours a week before in the summer. Seriously, I've worked like, oh shit. I just dropped my phone, sorry. Let's just say like 65 hours a week for, 4 or 5 months. Lots and lots of hours for a long time. But, you make a lot of money usually when you do that. Like I did it so that I didn't have to work in the winter. I literally only worked in the summer. I can't imagine doing that for like ever.
Not, not for the refinery,
No, for a temp company.
a subcontractor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're asking, court to, set child support based on his current earnings or that earnings, which is, I calculate to be, $2,862 gross per week.
That's correct.
You're asking for retroactive child support at least till from October 22 when y'all separated.
It was August.
I'm sorry, August 22 when y'all separated. He hasn't helped you with anything since then.
That's correct.
There it is, Doggy Deb. There it comes. Here we go. Yay, baby. You rock my world. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're asking to be named a sole managing
I am for
conservator and him up to
real.
accessory conservator of the child based on the history of family violence.
That's correct.
And all these requests we're making, do you believe to be in the child's best interest?
Yes.
I pass the witness.
Your witness, Mr. Slett.
Nothing further from this witness, Your Honor.
Call your next witness, Mr. Slett.
Okay, I'll call Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank, what is your full name?
Corey Jamar Frank Jr.
All right. And well, let's talk a little bit first, Mr. Frank, about where you work. What are you doing for work right now, Mr. Frank?
I'm working as a contractor, like she stated, for Brand Safeway. Yes, sir. The 712s, I've only been working them for the past 2 weeks. That's not a permanent thing. I'm usually at set base pay at 40 hours. And yes, sir.
Okay. Are you working a turnaround right now?
Yes, sir. I'm currently working the turnaround, but the turnaround will be over at the end of this month.
Okay. And when the turnaround is over, are you will you be working 40 hours a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your base pay?
My base pay is $23 an hour.
All right. How long have you been at this job?
I've been here since the beginning of this year.
Okay. So just about 2 months. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What were you doing before? What were you doing for work before then?
Before that, I was also working I was still working at the refinery, but I was working for a different contractor for Apache, and we were based at 40.
Okay, folks, hold on. So what happened there is that we got to 6 minutes, 3 seconds in, which is where the video goes to regular speed. StreamYard won't let me play it at double speed, which is why I had to do that. But the rest of this should be a lot smoother. Give me a moment. She said 27 an hour. He said 23 an hour. MB, hi. We know you're late. That's okay.
Concerns would you have if
Whoa,
the father were to exercise visitation with child?
Ma'am, sir. First of all, I gotta close this one. Come over here. We're gonna skip ahead to, oh my God. Wow, I clicked the exact right moment. That's pretty good. We can remove this one. We just got 2 things going. Hector, you're late too. That's fine. We're just getting going. Things are loose. Here we go. See, oh my God. Do you see how I picked that perfectly? Aw, thank you, Deb. Also, this is a reminder. If you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, this bitch is so fucking mouthy and she's talking all the time about her stuff and like her friends in the chat, that's exactly right. If you don't like that, this is not for you. that is what this is. I might get around to making this into a video without me talking, but if I don't, this is the best you get. So, let's hit play. Paisley.
50 hours a week.
Okay. And what was your pay there?
Hi,
It
Tommy.
was a little less, 21 an hour.
All right. And what type of work are you doing?
Scaffold building.
Okay. And was it the same between your last two jobs? Were you doing scaffold
Yes.
building in both of
Yes,
those?
sir. It's the same field, same craft.
Got you.
Thanks.
Okay. So, Mr. Frank, you heard Ms. George testify that since you and her separated around August of 22, that you haven't provided any support for the child. Is that right?
That's a complete lie. We
And
had,
what support have you provided?
so we was kind
Hold on, sir, before you talk about the complete lie that it is. And here is where it starts out. You're just like, okay, well, who are we going to believe here? Will I make one of just me talking? Yeah, I think I should. Right? I love you guys so much. Let me get into this Zoom hearing. Why? I don't know why I can't quite see it proper. Like the other day I fit perfect. Now it's not fitting me perfect at all, and it's making me pretty sad. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, Paisley, it's not that big of a deal. You can just sit. No, you can't. You're going to have to sit your ass outside the group. Yeah. Yeah. Also, am I the liar? Why is the internet so shitty? Oh, it's Friday. Because everybody here is a loser, so everybody's at home right now. Judge Kermit. I call him Judge Franklin. Just, why can't I, like, oh, can I? Can I edit it, though? It's not really something to do while you're live, Paisley. Yeah, I guess you're right, but you're gonna. I guess so. Cool. You have a problem. I know. It's weird. Cool beans. Now we can play. Wait, who did I cover up? Oh, I covered up the wrong person. Hold on. Yeah. Gotta fix it again. I'm gonna cover up Steven. I don't know who I'm gonna cover up. Well, let's just play it and then we'll see.
when we first separated, we was kind of on like a custody thing where I was getting them on weekends because I was working a different job around that time. I was currently getting them every weekend, but she had complete control of that and would kind of like jerk around the situations, like would try to control the custody when I get them, so I really never had a chance to spend time with them or ever have them, because she would deny me getting them because he would go with her family.
Okay.
Her
Mr.
grandma.
Mr. Frank, just make sure you answer the question that I'm asking you. All right.
Do you have an
We'll try to get
objection,
to it all.
Mr. Slett, to Mr. Frank's answer?
Objection. It's not responsive.
Objection.
Suspend.
Yes, thank you. The question, Mr. Frank, is what support have you provided since you two have separated?
Everything. I would always ask her whatever he needed. I would provide my own clothing for him whenever he would come over. I would provide his own food. Anything. When I had custody of him, when any chance that she would allow me to have custody of him, that would be the type of, support I would provide for him.
Okay.
I bought all the school clothes.
Mr. Frank, I'm sorry, let me ask the question. Have you provided monetary support directly to Miss George for the support of the child?
Yes, sir, but she would reject it most of the time.
Okay, what does that mean? How would
Like
she?
I would offer to send her money. I would ask her, does Third need anything, which is my son's name. She would say, no, he good. She would say, yeah, he need this. I would tell her to find him some clothes to wear, pick him out some clothes. She would never
Yeah.
get back with me on that. So, it was kind of hard to provide direct support. So the only support I would provide, I would keep, when I would have custody of him.
Okay,
Also, do you
Mr.
hear
Frank,
something?
do you have insurance available, through health insurance available through your job that you could put the child on?
I haven't been with this contractor long enough to, be eligible for insurance. I've actually tried to look into it from the last virtual meeting we had, but I couldn't get into contact directly with the employer. And I've been busy working, 7/12, so it's been kind of hard to.
All listed on there.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Frank, you heard Ms. George testify about an incident that occurred in 2022, where she testified that there was a tussle over a gun and you ended up hitting her with it.
That was something she
What
made.
happened?
That was a complete lie and something she made up just to paint a narrative of, to favor her.
Was there an incident where you tussled over a gun?
No, sir. I never even owned a gun in 2022. Oh, what she says is her gun?
Yes.
I don't know, sir. I don't recall this incident.
Okay.
Do
you recall the incident that she testified about, where she testified that you were driving a vehicle with the children in it, and you were intoxicated? Do you recall that incident?
Yes, I recall the incident, but it was a total lie. I was not intoxicated at the moment, and it was a big altercation between me and her.
Okay. Well, if you weren't intoxicated, why would she believe that you're intoxicated?
Because she's trying to paint a narrative for me to not be able to see my son.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Frank, when's the last time you visited with the child?
I've had Third at the beginning, well, Corey Frank the Third. I've had him at the beginning of this month. I actually called for him last weekend, and she denied me custody of him because she said it was her birthday weekend and she had plans. I begged and pleaded with her.
Oh, hold on, sir. It is birthday month. It's birthday month. It's March. That's a great reminder to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's birthday month. So don't forget it. Mine at the end of the month, Mikey and Creed at the beginning of the month. And if yours or your kids, I saw Erica's got a little one, Raiden's got a birthday. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. I'm an Aries, a March Aries baby. Guys, this is not even close to over. We're going to get, because what doesn't normally happen in this court, but will happen today, is the fact that this lady brought a lawyer. So we get to hear some great cross-examination coming up, because the state isn't really out for blood, but this lawyer is. Your grandson's March 26th. I'm March 25th, Hector. That's awesome. No custody exchange during birthday month. I mean, birthday weekend, I guess. Oh, Rafa has yeah, I've heard of that. I mean, It's Rafa's birthday today. I can't believe it. Happy birthday, Rafa! And it's the year of the dragon. I was born in the year of the dragon.
Could I please see him? I've been working turnarounds. We finally get a fatigue day, and I just want to be able to spend time with my son. She didn't allow it, disagreed. She said it was her birthday weekend and move forward. I just went with it.
Wow.
Okay. So before that, I mean, before that time that you just talked about, have you requested visitation with your son and been denied?
Yes, sir. I've been denied plenty of times, and that's all I want is to be able to have weekend custodies of my son. I have 2 other kids that I'm currently paying child support with, and I get them every weekend with no problem. The custody agreement between me and the other mother is perfectly fine. We don't even have to go through the court system. I just get them every weekend.
Well, if you're working every weekend, how do you get your other kids every weekend?
So she has a good relationship with my mother as well. So if I'm working, if I'm not able to get them, they'll stay with her for a little while, and I'll be able to get them out there. And I've also only been working 7/12 for the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
So before that, it was the weekends was perfectly open for me and available.
Okay. I have no further questions. This witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Your witness, Mr. Slander.
Thank you. Mr.
Fair
Frank,
enough.
what period of time were you working 7/12?
Oh, wait, whoa. Wait, before we get into this other cross exam, if you're just getting here, please make sure you've clocked in for your shift. Hit the like button, H and W. I know it doesn't look like me, but it is me. I am a little bit of I don't know. I'm a chameleon. I can change my look. It's pretty crazy, in fact. A little bit of different hair and then a little bit of different makeup, and I look sort of hot. 7/12s is in 2 weeks. I don't think it's 2 weeks. I think he's working 7/12s every fucking day. But Judge doesn't think so. Look at Judge's face. He's like, Paisley, please shut up. Paisley, shut up and hit play. Okay, Judge.
I've just started working. I've never was working 7/12 in 2023. I've just started working 2012, and I just started working 7/12 in 2024. Sorry.
You never worked any 7/12s in 2023. Is that your testimony?
Yes, sir.
So you understand you're under oath, don't you?
I'm under oath.
What were the most hours per week which you were working in 2023?
I maybe worked 6 10s at the most.
How long did you work 6 10s?
Maybe for a couple of weeks, and it wasn't consistent. I maybe worked it 1 week if they needed the work done that week. Maybe another month from now, maybe worked another. But my base was 5 10s, which was 50 hours a week.
Wow.
And what was the name of that employer?
Apache Industrial.
And what's the name of your employer right now?
Brand Energy Solutions. Or they might have a new name change to Brand Safeway.
Last one.
And did you ever make $27 an hour?
I've never
Yeah.
made $27 an hour.
You're asking him.
So let's talk about the incident in October. You remember that you had to be picked up and taken home?
Yes, I remember the incident. It was an altercation with that, and I told her I wasn't drunk. Nothing was wrong.
I told her I wasn't drunk.
She
Nothing was
came.
wrong.
No, she didn't take me home. I took myself home.
In what vehicle did you take yourself home in?
In my car, my vehicle.
Did you remember seeing her grandmother and grandfather there?
Yes, her grandmother was with her.
You remember seeing his grandfather come in a separate car?
Is your grandma there right now?
Yes, I remember.
One of them drove your car, didn't they?
No, I drove my own car.
You remember throwing up there at the McDonald's?
No,
Ew.
You could have, you just don't remember?
I didn't throw up.
Where had you been that evening?
I was at my brother's wedding.
How much had you been drinking?
I didn't drink too much.
How much though?
Maybe a shot.
One shot?
How long did the wedding reception last?
The wedding reception lasted maybe a couple of hours.
And you only had one shot?
Yes, sir. Maybe one shot.
Maybe more?
Nah, maybe one.
Did your car collide with anything and lose its bumper that night?
No, sir. My bumper is still intact on my car.
My bumper's got duct tape on it right now. Your lawyership. This is so fucking fucked. Oh my god. I mean, we've all done it, but wow. Hector might have called it right here. This guy's all about how you word things. Yeah, it was one shot. I went to the bar one time. One time.
Do you remember hitting her in 2021 when you were drunk?
No, I don't know.
You're denying ever hitting her?
Yes, sir.
You're denying ever bloodying her face?
Yes, sir.
Who's talking?
When you get off this 712s, what's your is that going to be the 510s then?
No, 40 hours. 40 hours based at Brand Safeway.
I know. So when do you expect to do overtime after the 712s?
When do I expect to do overtime?
Yes, sir.
After these 712s are over, I'm going back to regular time, which is 40 hours.
Well, regular time before was 510s, wasn't it?
That was at Apache. I work at Brand Safeway now.
Okay.
It's gonna be Judge Shelton.
I pass witness.
Your witness, Mr. Slett.
Nothing further. This witness, Your Honor.
Call your next witness, Mr. Slett.
No further witnesses. State rests.
Mr. Slander, it's your case. Do you have any additional witnesses that you wish to call?
Yes, sir, I do. I don't want to call the grandmother.
She's been sworn.
Your name is Joanne Brightson, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
You're going to speak up loud. So they
Yes,
hear
sir.
you. Okay. Were you present and 2020 on Crow Road when you had to pick up your granddaughter after she had been hit by Mr. Frank with a gun?
That was on, that was in Pendle Circle.
Okay. Were you present then when that happened? Afterwards?
Yes, I came.
Did you have to pick her up?
Yes, I did.
Was she crying and upset?
Yes, she was.
That she called you to pick her up?
Yes,
Did she tell you what had happened?
yes,
Okay. Did you see a knot on her head from that?
yes, I did.
Okay. In 2020 on Crow Road, did she call you upset?
Yes,
Did you pick her up from that occasion?
yes, I did.
Did she tell you what happened?
Yes,
Was her face irritated and eyes irritated from, looks like Mace had gotten her?
yes, it was.
Okay. Did you pick her up in 2021 on Park Street?
Yes, I did.
Do you do that based on her calling you because she was upset and needed help?
Yes, her face was bloody.
Did she tell you what had happened?
Yes, she said he had hit her head up against the concrete, and I did speak with him on that occasion.
Um,
And I spoke with him that same night.
did he appear to you be intoxicated on those
Yes, he
occasions?
was.
You think he has a drinking problem?
Yes, I do.
On October 14th of 2023, did y'all get, did your granddaughter get a call from a tablet from her then barely almost 5-year-old son, expressing some fear about what was going on in the car?
Yes, and I also got a call from him as well.
Okay. And did you and your granddaughter and your husband go out searching for her child and the car they were in with Mr. Frank?
Yes,
Did y'all ultimately find it at the corner of Major Drive and College Street?
yes, at the McDonald's.
Okay. There at the gas pump?
But it was really on top of the gas pump almost.
Okay. When we say on top, to me, that I'm thinking that you knock the gas pump down and we're gonna have an explosion.
It was so close to the gas pump that you couldn't open the door. The thing that go on the gas pump was almost off the gas where it go in the thing.
Okay. Did you have occasion to actually see and observe Mr. Frank's demeanor and behavior?
He was slumped over. He was still up on the car was still on. He was slumped over the car, over the steering wheel. My husband had to reach. We had to ask the kids to unlock the door. I said, "Hurry up and unlock the door, because the car was still on. We were scared it was going to explode." The twins, he had got a set of twins. They unlocked the door, and I had told them to get out the car. My husband had to reach in there and turn the car off. You know, the car was still running. He had to turn the car off. He got Corey out. He had to drag Corey out. It was a fifth of whiskey. It was a fifth of whiskey that was still open. The container was still open. Our Anisha came around the corner, and when she was fussing at Corey, "Why are you in here with these kids like this?" He was steady throwing up. My husband had to drag him out the car. We had to put him in. My husband drove one car. I drove one car. Our Anisha friend drove the other car.
Okay.
We had to follow behind each other to take him home. They had to, my husband and our Anisha had to get him out the car and literally almost towed him up to his apartment. He stayed upstairs. And they had to get him up them stairs to take him to his apartment. He didn't know where he was. He really didn't know where he was.
Okay. Because it's so drunk.
He was out of it.
Okay.
Out of it.
All right. And when how did his car get home?
We drove it home.
He didn't drive anything, did he?
He couldn't. He was not able.
Okay. Was there a bumper off or something damage to his car on something?
It was just, yes, sir. The bumper was missing, but the rearview mirror, whatever he hit, it was gone. It was completely gone off the car.
Did you see him hit anything, ma'am? I thought you said he
I
was
did not.
talking to
I
you.
didn't see
Okay,
him hit anything.
Let's
but
just
I
stick to
do.
what she saw, Mr. Slender, please.
Well, she saw a missing mirror, Judge. She can say that.
She doesn't know how it happened.
Well, let's
The reason I said that is
That's
because
okay,
my
ma'am.
grandbaby.
Please don't
Okay.
contradict. Let's
Uh,
just stick to what she saw, Mr. Slade. That's
Okay.
enough.
You don't know how the mirror came off, but there was a mirror gone.
Yes,
Okay. You don't know how the bumper came off, but there was a bumper gone.
yes.
Okay. Did y'all actually put the bumper back in the car and take it home?
I at least she put it in there.
Okay. So his car got home from y'all's driving it.
Yes.
How did the two twins, the two kids that are not Anisha's, get home? Did y'all leave them with him at that time?
She called his mom.
Okay.
I believe she called Corey's mother and told her what had happened. And
Okay.
his mother, I guess, apparently went over there and got the twins from his apartment.
But in any event, your grandchild, Anisha's child went home with her.
Yes.
Okay. I pass witness.
You have any questions, Mr. Slade?
I don't have any questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Ma'am, I have one question. You said that on the night that Miss George called you with her face bloody, you said later that night you had a conversation with Mr. Frank. Is that correct?
I didn't have it. I had it the same night that I went over there that her face was bloody. I was talking to Corey and asked him what had happened. Why did
What
he
did he
do
say?
that? He said, because she was messing with me.
Okay. So he admitted to you that he caused the injuries to her face.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Slade.
That's all I have. Who's
Do
with?
you have any other witnesses, Mr. Slander?
No, sir.
Okay. So I got a rest from Mr. Sled. I got a rest from Mr. Slander. I got some questions. They always seem to come at me like this. Miss,
So it was there that I began to get the next one. So give me 1 second to pull it up. It's at regular speed mostly. There's like 15 seconds. I'm not going to bother. We'll just listen to it a little quick. Schalander as the lawyer's last name is pretty priceless. That's not good. Having trouble sharing my video file. That's not good at all. There we go. Thank fucking Christ. Jesus Christ, people.
Miss George, you detailed several incidents of family violence between you and Mr. Frank. So I'm assuming that Mr. Frank has gone to jail several times after you called the police on him.
I never called the police.
Oh, that's a problem.
Oh, that is interesting. Carol, thank you for being here. I do love him too. Guys, it is going, you see right down there, it's gonna be fast for literally 15 seconds. We just have to catch up because it's just the way it is. Just deal, we'll deal. Okay, I promise you it's not going to be the end of the world. Also, if you're just getting here, go ahead, hit that like button. Thank you.
Problem. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, if he'd hit me with a gun, I'd call the police. If he'd punched me in the face, I'd call the police. You said you detailed the incident, but you continued to reside with him all the way up until August of 2022. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. And since August of 2022, since y'all have been separated, has there been any incidents of family violence between you and Mr. Frank?
No, sir.
All right. And since y'all have been separated, in August
See,
of
now we're back.
2022, you detailed, was there pretty regular and steady contacts between Corey and his dad up until, last fall? So from August of 2022 until August of 2023, was Mr. Frank having pretty regular contacts with his son?
No, he was not.
Okay. So how often in that year's time was he spending time with Corey?
He will call like twice or 3 times a month.
I don't consider calls to be spending time. That's calls. I'm talking about
Yeah.
actual physical.
Probably twice.
So in that entire year, the father only had 2 visits with his son.
Yes, sir. He
Okay.
was
Why? Why didn't dad have more time with his son?
because he was too busy jumping from relationship to relationship. He wasn't worried about getting him.
Okay. So it's your position, ma'am, that he just the child wasn't a priority.
Yes, that's correct.
Did Mr. Frank contact you to try to have a day visit with Corey because Mr. Frank had an exhaustion day?
Yes, but we were
Did you
already
tell him? Did you tell him that he couldn't have the contact because it was your birthday weekend?
I told him it was my birthday weekend and we were already out of town.
Where were you?
We were in Houston.
Okay, not that far.
No, not that far.
But there's been no issues between you and Mr. Frank since y'all separated, correct?
No, sir.
I mean, there's some real issues in regards to the child, and we're gonna get to that. But I'm just trying to staple down this relationship between you and Mr. Frank. Okay.
Okay.
Did Mr. Frank offer to give you money and you tell him you didn't want it?
That is incorrect.
Okay. So you never turned down money from Mr. Frank?
I never did.
Okay. Did you ever ask him for money?
I've always asked him for help, and it's always an excuse.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Always is a long time.
I asked him for help, and it's always an excuse.
I believe you. I believe you. And he does have 2 other children or 3?
Yes, sir. He has 2 other children.
2 other, a set of twins.
Yes, sir.
What kind of time did Mr. Frank get to spend with Corey for Christmas?
He didn't even call him for Christmas.
What about his birthday? I mean, didn't he just have his 5th birthday a couple weeks ago?
Yes, sir. He was only there for 30 minutes, and it was to sing happy birthday.
Okay, but he did stop by.
Yes.
Did he bring him a gift?
He only gave him $50.
Okay. But so he brought him
Yeah.
some money.
Hold on, that's
You know, better than nothing.
that
Yeah,
is
that's
thank
better
you,
than-
Judge. Hold on. You have beautiful hair. I need that sound effect. I don't have any. But $50 for a 2-year-old is a lot, right? I think that this might be a key factor here though. This one. All right there.
Nothing.
So, Miss George, do you want Mr. Frank to have visitation with the child?
Yes, but I want supervised visits.
And why do you think that Mr. Frank's visitation ought to be supervised?
Because I don't know when he's drinking or when he's smoking.
So your testimony to me at this point in time is that since you and Mr. Frank separated, in August of 2022, Mr. Frank has had very little contact with.
That's correct.
Has he ever had Corey overnight by himself?
Yes.
When was the last time he had Corey by himself overnight?
I'm not sure. I can't really remember the actual date.
Can you give me the month and the year?
It was last year. It was in 2023, but I don't really remember the month.
Reminder, gifts don't count. Also, are we going to hear the infamous / famous hum of Judge Webster here? Are we?
All right, Mr. Frank. You have 2 other dependents that are a set of twins. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And how old are they?
They're 6 years old.
They live here local?
Yes, sir. They live in Beaumont as well.
Did you admit to Miss George's grandmother that there was an altercation between you and Miss George and Miss George got punched?
No, sir.
You didn't admit that?
No, sir.
So the grandmother's just lying to me?
Yes, they're both trying to paint a narrative together.
I didn't ask you to explain it to me. I just asked you if you thought they were lying.
Yes, sir.
And the grandmother stated that when they pulled you out of the car in October that there was a bottle of whiskey in there. You're denying that there was any booze in the car?
Yes, sir.
When they found you at the McDonald's or the gas station, wherever it was on College Street that night, did you drive the children back to your apartment or did they drive the children back to your apartment?
I did.
Okay, you drove them back?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've been separated from Miss George since August of 2022. Is that correct, Mr. Frank?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And you've been working construction off and on, mostly on, since y'all separated. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you generally work most of the time, have a job at some point in time. Is that right?
I'm consistently with a job. I've only been working construction for about a year, but before that, I've had a consistent job. When me and Miss George first separated, I was working as a delivery for FedEx.
Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so, but the construction that you've been basically working is anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a week, pretty consistent since you started working construction.
Yes, I would say about 40 hours would be about consistent because you also got to consider the rain outs and, the shutdown days.
I understand.
So, yes, sir.
I know the business. I know the scaffolding business. You've always been in construction with the scaffolding business?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's my craft.
Right.
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you got to spend time with Corey?
I just recently had Corey, my son, sometime this month.
Now, it can't be this month, Mr. Frank. This is March the 1st.
I'm sorry. Within the last month, probably at the beginning of February.
So you're testifying that you had Corey in your possession in February of 2024.
Yes, sir.
Miss George says that you haven't seen your child since forever.
Miss George,
hold on. Miss George, did he get to spend time with Corey in February of 2024?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Wow, I just got somebody's lying.
Yeah, somebody is. And
You
I
both
can
lie.
also
That's
I
okay,
can
Mr.
also
Frank.
tell you I can also tell you she's not telling the truth about me consistently saying him. I've coached Corey on the T-ball team, him and his siblings, his two twin sisters, for the last year. And he also played football, and I coached his football team, and she pulled him out of the team. She pulled him out of the league, out of my control.
Hold on, in Texas, that's a serious issue. I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, good night, Chuck. But seriously, if you pull a child out of football in Texas, that's a serious darn issue. That's a Texas law. That's stronger. That's abuse in Texas. That's abuse. That's considered abuse. You pulled that child out of football and you expect us to think that you are not abusing him? I apologize. Ah, shit.
So me
When
and
was that?
Corey,
When was that?
this was last football season, so I would say around September of
Of
2020.
2023?
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss George, did you take him off the football team last fall?
Yes, sir, I did
Why?
because he did not like to play football.
Okay. But he
That's
didn't want to tell his daddy that. Why didn't he tell his daddy he didn't want to play?
his dad wasn't even at the practices.
Okay.
He was supposed to be an assistant coach, but he only went to one practice and that was it.
How many practices you go to, Mr. Frank?
I went to all of his practices.
Okay. Yeah, you know, again,
And I coached.
somebody's
And
lying.
before that, I was the head coach of his T-ball team.
Okay.
I was the head coach. I ran the whole organization for his team for the whole year straight.
Okay.
Why?
Mr. Frank, you said that you offered to give the mother money after y'all separated. Did you kind of like put that money aside just in case you came to court someday you'd be able to pay it?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Yeah, so
I don't.
you got all that money put aside somewhere. Are you ready to turn that over when I order it?
Yes, I have no problem paying. I just want my custody. I just want to be able to see my son on a
Well,
consistent basis.
Me too, Mr. Frank. Me too. I want you to be able to see him too. I'm sure he wants to see you.
Yes, sir. He loves me. I love him.
Right.
You love me, I love him.
Anything further,
It's in
Mr.
his
Sled?
personal escrow.
No, nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Schlander?
No, sir.
Schlander.
Mr. Frank, before I make a ruling on this case, is there anything further you think I need to know?
Judge, whoa. Before you make a ruling, let's get. God damn it. Guess one, if you think mom's lying, two, if you think dad's lying, but really, where do you think the judge is going to lean here? Knowing this judge, I did think that it's pretty standard for him to request a step up program. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just smoking weed. I'm trying to cough like Creed off mic, but it's hard. I think he will give a step up visitation. Generally, Judge Webster does 12 steps in his step ups. So we'll see what he does. I've seen him do like 24. I think the fact that she didn't get a judge, or sorry, she got a judge. The fact that she didn't get a lawyer, God God, Paisley, call the police when the incident happens works against her. But the fact that she did get a lawyer works for her. You know what I mean? Porque no los dos? I don't know what that means, Dana. Still failed Spanish so much. So much failing. Oh, I hit that button. Okay, you know how Creed's like, oh, sometimes it restarts it. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't. It's just when you hit the wrong fucking button. Okay, what did they just say? The judge, we have to think about this. What did the judge just say? Brownzito is off the screen. What were they just talking about?
Straight.
We're going to have to learn.
Okay. Mr. Frank, you said that you offered to give the mother money after y'all separated. Did you kind of like put that money aside just in case you came to court someday, you'd be able to pay it?
Yes, sir. I mean,
So
I don't.
you
I have
got all that money put aside somewhere. Are you ready to turn that over when I order it?
Yes, I have no
Right.
problem paying. I just want my custody. I just want to be able to see my son on a consistent basis.
Me too, Mr. Frank. Me too. I want you to be able to see him too. I'm sure he wants to see you.
Yes, sir. He loves me. I love him.
Right. Anything further, Mr. Sled?
No, nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Schlender?
No, sir.
Mr. Frank, before I make a ruling on this case, is there anything further you think I need to know?
No, sir.
Okay.
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Right.
We're going to get some humming, you guys. I really think we...
The court's going to find the court has jurisdiction in this case. The court's going to find based on the testimony of all the parties and all the witnesses. It's not in Corey's best interest to name the parties as joint managed conservators. Miss George will be the sole managing conservator. Mr. Frank will be a possessory conservator. Any request for non-disclosure in this case is denied. There will be a domicile restriction. Both parties reside in Jefferson County. So as per the local rule, there's going to be a domicile restriction. I'll order Miss George to maintain the current health insurance that she has on the child. Mr. Frank's going to pay child support based on the testimony that I heard. Child support is going to be $710 per month. Medical support is going to be $100 a month. Retroactive child support, the amount of $12,780. All payments beginning March the 1st, Mr. Schlett. I'm going to order $75 a month to be paid toward the retroactive child support. There's going to be a phased-in visitation schedule with 6 visits at each phase. That'll be 6 supervised visits, followed by 6 unsupervised visits for half a day, followed by 6 unsupervised visits for the day, followed by 6 one-night overnight visits. There's no drinking around the child, period. That applies to Miss George as well. So no drinking around the child by Mr. Frank, no drinking around the child by Miss George. No use of any illegal drugs or substances while in possession of the child. Okay. Court cost by Mr. Frank, but if I didn't say September 30th of 2024.
Just one thing, Your Honor, the retro was, what was that total amount?
$12,780 payable at $75 a month, also beginning March 1st.
Got it. Thank you.
Does the state hear all the terms and conditions?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Slander, I'm assuming you wish to review and sign.
Yes, sir.
All right. Perfectly fine. I'm glad you will. I think I've told you before. I wish more attorneys would review and sign documents before they just let me have them. All right. Miss George and Mr. Frank. What's going to happen now is Mr. Schlett's office is going to prepare a court order based on my ruling. And then he's going to send it over to Mr. Schlander. If Mr. Schlander agrees that that is what I said, Mr. Schlander's going to sign it.
Custody was to the mom, sole custody, with him going on a phased-in visitation schedule with 6 at each phase. So that'll take him a good 12 months to get in. Because Judge Webster's visitation schedule is like the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Sorry. Yeah. Judge, let's just finish letting him talk. Let's finish letting him talk.
If Mr. Schlander doesn't agree that that's what I said, then we're going to have another hearing. But generally speaking, it's just the form of the orders. They're just making sure that's correct. Once they both sign it, they'll send it to me and I'll sign it. Once I sign it, I send it back to them and they make copies of it and they send it to everybody. I told you that to tell you this. You don't have to be satisfied with the ruling that I've made today. If either party is dissatisfied, you have 3 business days to which to file written notice of appeal with the district clerk's office in Jefferson County. Remember, it's got to be in writing. You got to file it with the Jefferson County District Clerk's office. You got to be specific. In your appeal, you have to tell the referring court what part of my ruling you disagree with, and you also are responsible for sending a copy of that written appeal to all the other non-appealing parties. I tell you that, Mr. Frank. Mr. Schlander knows what the law is. He'll explain it to his client. Mr. Frank, you're an unrepresented. You're not an attorney. You need to understand that you don't know when I'm going to sign the court order, because it has to go to Mr. Schlander and then it'll get to me eventually. So you don't know when I'm going to sign it. So you don't know when your 3 days is going to run if you wish to file written appeal. Well, I tell you that to tell you this. Get your appeal in before I sign the order, and that way you know it's in on time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Again, you don't have to appeal, Mr. Frank, but I want you to know what your rights are in case that's what you wish to do. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Frank, Miss George, and your witnesses as well, you're both free to go. You're all free to go. Mr. Schlander, you as well, if you wish.
They're all free to go. We are also free to go in a moment. I'm just going to remind you of a couple things before we take off for the evening. Not my longest stream, of course, but not my shortest. Actually, hold on. Let's just remove that. And then, because that was great. You know, he's not going to appeal that. Even though the judge gave him some really, really valuable advice there. He said, don't wait because you don't know when I'm going to sign it. Go ahead and fucking file your appeal right away. That's a pro tip, obviously, instead of like waiting around. Like, who would have known you could just do it first? Longest stream, yeah, 9 hours, right? Guys, if you are looking for something to do on this Friday night after this, go check out the hearing that KLF just posted. The guy is a 5150 like cluster of a situation going on with some awesome hot mic moments. Lots of craziness going on over there. I was watching it while getting ready for this stream. Had such a blast as usual. Please go over and show some love. It is real hard to put these cases together. I know some people make it look easy. I make it look like the worst person. I'm the worst court streamer out there. Yeah. Okay. I just laugh because I'm like, it's such a niche thing to be the worst at. Like, oh, okay, I guess. This just seems so fucking funny. Anyways, and again, if you're here and you're fucking first of all, if you're here and you've lasted to this point in time, I think you like it. I really don't think you don't like it. I think you fucking like it. So what you have to just admit is that you're maybe not as much into court as you are into hanging out and having fun. That's okay too. But you know, I tried to do that disclaimer at the beginning of the video because it's uncanny the amount of comments that I've gotten today that are like just basically the subtext is basically like, hey, thank you so much for all this work that you did getting this court case that maybe nobody else might have. But could you shut the fuck up? Because you're really annoying. Which I love. Because I am really annoying. But whatever. Who cares? Anyways, you guys, I love you so much. Remember that. Tomorrow we have and thank you, Beverly. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And, oh, that's a good reminder. Let me just put this out here. I made that today. Like, I'm the least technical. I don't think so. I made that. So, anywho, the whole point of that is that yeah, there's no real disclaimers to say how much I talk. But the point is that lives are meant to be talking. Also, we got like 25 new subs today, so that's a really good day anyways. So regardless, I don't know what happened with that live. I really don't know. You guys, it has like over 2,000 or 2,000 views, not likes. I wish. But I don't know why it got tossed into the algorithm the way it did, but it did. So please just keep coming back because we'll have newbies and I love it. Anyways, yeah, could you imagine silence? They seriously, some people were like, just shut the. They were so fucking straight about it. And I responded to some of them. I pinned a few of them. The one guy that said I was the worst court streamer, I was like, I felt like saying, cite your sources. Because I can find some shitty court streams that don't have near as much entertainment value. Anyways, reminder, I love you. I am proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Yeah, Mikey. Bye.